Hola clase, hoy vamos a aprender los números en español. Hi class, today we are going to learn the numbers in Spanish. We are going to go over numbers 0 through 100. You guys have a notes worksheet on Google Classroom, so please make sure you are filling that in as you watch the video. I would suggest split screening the video and the worksheet so that you can fill it in. Whenever you need, please feel free to pause the video so that you can write down the numbers. So let's go ahead and get started. We are going to start with numbers 0 through 19. These are very important numbers, especially numbers 1 through 9, which I will talk about later. So I'm going to go through and pronounce all the numbers. Please make sure that you guys are pronouncing them after me. So let's get started. 0 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10. So you might have known some of those numbers already. Numbers 0 through 10 are very common. So now let's learn numbers 11 through 19. 11 12 13 14 15 16 17 18 19. What I want you to do now is to listen to this question and then pause the video. So I want you to look at numbers 16 through 19. What do you notice about them? Take a second and pause the video and see if you can find out the pattern. Okay, so looking at numbers 16 through 19, you'll notice it says 16. So it is literally saying 10 and 6. 10 y 6. If you look at 17, it's saying 17. You can see the 10 and the 7. Same thing with 18 and 19. Now we're going to move on to numbers 20 through 29. So what I want you guys to do is to watch for the E to I pattern in numbers 21 through 29. So if we look at number 20, it is 20. Now remember, the V is not a hard V like it is in English. It is more of a B sound. 20. Again, it is not 20, it is 20. So now let's look at number 21. If you look, it is 21. 21. 20, 21, 1. However, if you look at the number 20, it ends in an E. But if you look at the number 21 right here, you can see that E switches to an I. So again, be careful of the E to I pattern in numbers 21 through 29. So now let's go and look at numbers 22 through 29. 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29. So those are your numbers 20 through 29. Again, the only way to learn your numbers in Spanish is to memorize them. Now we are going to move on to numbers 30 and up. I know that sounds like a lot, but I have an easy trick for you guys so you'll be able to memorize them. So, in order to do numbers 30 all the way to 100, they follow an easy pattern. So it is the multiple of 10. So a multiple of 10, remember, is 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, and so on. Plus the letter Y, which is pronounced E and means and then the number 1 through 9. So remember I told you before, numbers 1 through 9 are really, really, really important. This is why. So let's go ahead and look at numbers 30 to 39 so you can see what I mean. So 30, this is our multiple of 10. 30 is 30. So let's look at 31. It should be our multiple of 10. 30, the letter Y, E, and then the number 1 through 9. So since it's 31, it is going to be 31. Now let's look at 32. 32. 33. 33. 34. 34. 35. 35. 36. 36. 37, 37, 38, 38, and 39 is 39. So here you guys can see the pattern coming into play. You take your multiple of 10, the letter Y, which is pronounced E, and then the number 1 through 9 in Spanish. So now let me give you the rest of the multiple of 10s. So 40 is 40, 50, 50, 60, 60, 70, 70, 80, 80, 90, 90, 100, 100. So those are multiples of 10. Now remember that pattern only applies to numbers 30 up to 99. Okay, so again, only applies to numbers 30 up to 99. So that means numbers 0 through 29, you need to memorize them on their own. One thing I want to point out quickly is 60 and 70. If you look at 60 and 70, they're almost the same exact word. However, 60 is 60 and 70 is 70. That one letter, the S and the T, changes which multiple of 10 it is. An easy way to remember this is that if you think of the number 6, it is seis. Seis has two S's. So does 60. Whereas if you look at 70, the number 7 in Spanish, siete, has an S and a T. So 70 is 70. All right, our last slide. At the bottom of your page, it's going to say remember. And it has a bunch of different numbers. So it has the numbers 16, 22, 23, and 26. I want you guys to pause this video, go back and look at your notes, and think, why are these numbers important? Okay, so you're back from thinking, why is 16, 22, 23, and 26 important? This is because all of these numbers have an accent mark. So remember, accents only fall on your vowels, and these are the only numbers with an accent. So remember that. It is super, super, super important to always include your accents. So 16, 22, 23, 26, 16, 22, 23, 26. These numbers all have accent marks on them. Don't forget it. Super, super, super important. So those are your numbers 0 through 100. If you have any questions, go back and watch this video or shoot me an email. Remember, don't forget to fill out your notes that are located in Google Classroom.